am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to Cash App. Show your boy some love. There go to PayPal at Dean by Any Means. Y'all see that heart with the dollar sign? Well, that's the super chat. You can press that at any time your heart desires. Please say it with me, y'all. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated, y'all. But you want to know what you can do for free? You can hit that like and subscribe button. Do not be a eavesdropper. Do not be a eavesdropper. It ain't good for your health. Y'all, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. This is why I'm one of the most consistent, thorough, straight to the point, honest content creators. Y'all know it's a lot of fighters that I'm not that fond of, and there's a lot of fighters that I am. But here, I'm able to talk about today is a fighter that I'm highly, I think very highly of. One of my favorite fighters of this generation by far. I think Errol Spence, besides Tank, if I'm being honest, Errol Spence might be my favorite fighter of this past generation. Um, but we got to get to some uncomfortable truths, y'all. Errol Spence owes us and his fans, he owes us some type of explanation about what he is or what he's not going to do. If y'all haven't noticed, y'all, if you're not from where I'm from, up north on the East Coast, especially if you're not far, far up north like Vermont and Massachusetts and all of that, right? The weather's breaking. And it just had me thinking about something. Y'all, Errol Spence has not fought since July 2023. And then prior to that, he had a 18-month layoff. It's about to be 2 years since Errol Spence jumped in that ring. And we've heard nothing but all this year, literally all of 2024. Like once it was this time last year, we've been hearing nothing but Errol Spence supposed to fight this person, Errol Spence coming back, Errol Spence supposed to fight this person, Errol Spence. Listen, y'all, no matter how much of a fan of a person, this is my second favorite fighter, y'all, that I'm talking about. Earl, I don't like how you moving, my guy. You owe us more than that, bro. We done got into arguments in these panels. You and Terrence Crawford fight and held to YouTube. Y'all a big factor in these YouTube streets. Y'all fight help so many channels. I can't hold Terrence Crawford to a standard and what he says and what he does and him fighting once a year than one of my favorite, because Terrence is one of my favorite fighters too. I just don't like the stuff he do. And I would tell him that to his face, that Terrence, you can move differently, but it's a little too late for Terrence because Terrence is about to retire soon. So he's Terrence like that old man. You can't tell him nothing by this point, y'all. He is who he is. He's going to move how he moves. You either accept it or check it. But the same go, Errol Spence don't get no special privileges, y'all. And I know a lot of my fellow YouTube channels and a lot of people that rock with me, they not going to like this video, but the truth is the truth. Errol Spence has disappointed his fan base, man. Prior to the Terrence Crawford fight, amazing. But I got to hold him to the same standard that we hold Canelo Alvarez to. Yeah, Canelo used to be that guy that was taking on all of the heavy hitters and all of that. He hasn't been doing that since, though. Yo, I can't talk about Gary Russell Jr. not fighting in 3 years, almost 4 years, and then sit up there and just let my man Earl just slide through the cracks. I don't believe Errol Spence. He can't still be injured. You tell me an injury that takes 2 years to heal from. He didn't get that beat up. I mean, he got beat up, but not that beat up. Even if he had broken ribs, they would have healed by now. Even if he had to get eye surgery, it would have healed by now. And the part that frustrates me is that I think Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford took some of Errol Spence's dog out of him, y'all. And that's the part. We haven't heard nothing from Earl. Earl's not even talking for real, for real. He was the big fish. He was the big shark. He was on every platform prior to this. We have not heard. You ain't got more than 5 interviews from Errol Spence in 2 years. He let Derek James go. We need answers, man. Shout out to manager Marty. And as a fan, I want to see you fight, bro. If you're not up to it, I get that. Then retire, Earl. Even if you want to take time off like you doing, at least put that out there to your fans. Hey, y'all, I'm taking 2 years off, but I do got stuff planned if things go blah, blah, blah. We'll be fighting around this time. I just need this. He hasn't said any of that, y'all. Shout out to the PBC and all of his management teams and all that. But all they've been giving us is smoke and mirrors. I'm tired of watching content creators tell me, oh yeah, Errol Spence might be fighting an Errol Spence update. Errol Spence. I'm tired of updates. It's been 2 years. How many more times? I don't want to update now. Just fight. Let me know when. Don't tell me nothing about Errol Spence until he announces a fight. I don't care. And this is my guy, y'all. This is my dude. But I gotta be fair. And this is a video that I was having a hard time making. This is a video I've been holding off, not wanting to make, because Errol is my guy. Errol is disappointing not only Dallas, he's disappointing all of his fans all over the world because he's leaving us in the dark. And if this was anybody else, if this was Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford, I'd be on a helmet. Errol can't get no pass. If you're not retiring, you have a responsibility to put on shows for your fans. If you're going to take time off and not fight for your fans that have been doing nothing but supporting you since even that fight, then at least give us an announcement saying that you're going to take this amount of time off to get things together, blah, blah, blah. And why I think it's a death sentence, because Errol Spence was out 18 months before Terrence Crawford. And then Terrence only fights once a year, and Terrence might be fighting twice before Errol Spence fights again, y'all. You don't understand how that is a problem? I'm going to say that again. Terrence Crawford don't fight, really. He fights once a year at maximum. And he probably will have 2 fights since Errol Spence before we see Errol again. And Errol is 2 to 3 years younger than Terrence Crawford. I believe Errol Spence is 35, I believe? He my guy, but Errol, you got to do something, bro. It's either that or hang it up, bro. I can't jump on Vasil Lomachenko for wanting to spend time with his family, but then let Errol Spence just slide through the cracks. And how I know it's not about injury or nothing, because we've been hearing too much about him and Fundora and all of that months ago. They wouldn't even be talking about that if it was something wrong with him. I seen the interviews. He seemed fine to me. He was back training. Now, if he re-injures something, Earl, come out and let people know that. But you don't leave your fans in the dark, man. And I feel like Terrence Crawford then took some of Errol Spence's dog from me, bro. He don't talk as much. He ain't as charismatic no more. He ain't walking around with the confidence no more. Like, I really think him getting back in the ring ain't got nothing to do with him being hurt, car accidents, none of that. I think his confidence is shot right now. You know why I think that, y'all? You ever watch little girls do double Dutch? And then it's a little girl who she don't know how to jump in the rope like that. She's learning. And you see how hesitant she is to jump in the middle of the rope, trying to figure the timing out so the other 2 girls don't gotta stop spinning the rope. And she could jump in there and then start doing a little thing. You understand? I think Errol Spence is that little girl waiting to jump in on double Dutch. His confidence is shot. He hot, he cold. He hot, he cold. He want to go back, he don't. He want to spend time with his family, then he want to re-avenge. Bro, with boxing, you got to be all the way in. Boxing, more than any other sport known to man, you have to be all the way in. More than basketball, more than football, more than soccer, more than any of that, because people die in here. It ain't no if you hope you don't leave with no major injuries. You know, at minimum, you're going to leave with your face swole up. I don't care what fighter you is. I'm talking about against good competition. We ain't talking about somebody you knock out in the first, second round. I'm talking about against a Terrence Crawford, against a Errol Spence, against a Danny Garcia. You know, minimum, you walking out of here with your face bumped up. At minimum, no matter who you are. Errol Spence is my guy. But because he's my guy, and this is stuff I would tell him straight to his face if I could see him in a room. Earl, what's up, bro? What's going on? People support you. You owe people to give them information about what's going on. Errol Spence is a big part of boxing, and I won't just sit back and just let the uncomfortable truth. You like how I put that? The truth, Errol Spence. The uncomfortable truth be untold. I wish Errol Spence the best. I'm excited to see him back. I hope he does come back. I hope he reavenges his losses. I hope all of that. But one thing I know in boxing, taking an 18-month layoff and then a 2-year layoff after getting beat the way you got, is no way that could be good. And the last time I even seen Errol Spence hitting the bag or training, he didn't even look the same. He looked lethargic. He looked low. He looked slow. And it is what it is, man. And I don't want to see my guy Earl go out like that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very disappointed, to be honest. I hate to see my guy Earl go out like this. I hope that he comes back and I can get the cheering back on and all of that. But I gotta call a spade, y'all. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Dean, by any means. And I holla at y'all.